Hello to all my fellow pool players. I was wondering if there's any action players here. And I was doing the math, and I'm figuring if we get past this coronavirus thing and you know, pool and billiards and bars and stuff like that aren't a big priority with the government, you know. We're probably the last in line to open, and then we'll have all these restrictions on us. But if things ever really do get back to, you know, close to the way they were before all this started, there's going to be a lot of action out there. A lot. So it's really important that we have to find a way to stay in stroke during all this downtime. And I was talking to a couple of people that come by here and watch this channel, and some of them have pool tables in their houses. So, I mean, it's a non-issue for them. But other people are finding creative ways to stay in stroke. And Mark Hillier has a video, a private video that he was showing me about how he stays in stroke. And it's important, guys. You're going to have to find a way to stay in stroke. And I'm going to put all these ideas into one video and share with you guys, and so you too can stay in stroke during this health crisis. Anyhow, let's get on to another video production. It's Friday. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate every single one of you. And after this one, I'll see you again on Monday. I'm going to keep cranking them up. That's what I do. Peace. We see the first 5 balls, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we see these gray balls down here, and they're the obstructions. And in the past few videos that I made, I wasn't happy because I was gaining position and kind of neglecting to tell you that the reason I played this ball this way and this ball this way is because there's an obstruction there. So, and using the arrow just wasn't cutting it. So just know that these are the other balls, and it kind of splits the table up if you give it a minute and look at it, and, you know, pause the video if you have to. Because we see most of the rack is up table on the side that you break from, except for this 3 ball down here. And all the big balls from the 6, 7, 8, and 9, they're all down table, and not only down table, but kind of on the right side of the table. And when I say right and left, this would be right and this would be left. And that's all relative to where you break from. So if you break on this side of the table, and if you're looking straight down the table, this is the right side. And this is the left side. This is the bottom of the table, and this is the top of the table. So just know that, so you don't get confused when I say we're going to the bottom rail or the top rail or the left-hand side rail or whatever. So let's take a look at this first 5 ball pattern, and I can see right from the start that the problem is, where do we want to be on the 3? And normally I would get above this 3 ball and shoot this a 2 rail to get back on the 4. Although, you know, that's really not the greatest way to play it. It's just the way I learned to play it, so that's what I would play. The problem with doing that is all this obstruction down here, and this is what I wanted to convey in this video. So I'm going to play it a little bit different than I normally play it, and I'm going to get under this. That ball right there is a 6 ball, and I want to get up under this to draw it off that side rail and to come back onto the line on the 4 ball. That's a dangerous shot, because if you go a little bit too long, you're going to be in a position to have to bank this 3 ball. And it's an easy bank, but you want to avoid banks at all costs if you're a 9 ball player. So it's not a great idea, and you could go even longer to where you're out of position to bank it, and then you're going to have to play a safety, and that's just not much fun if you ask me. And then if you come up short, you could get snookered behind this 6 ball, which would be even worse. I mean, you don't want to play on the 3 ball line, because you're going to be out of position when you draw it straight back, and it's coming too close to the 4 ball, and you would have to play, ungodly pull to get back on the right position on this 4 ball. So again, I'm coming up under this 6 ball. And now that we know where we want to be on the 3, we can see the plan on just stunning this 1 ball out to get the right shape on the 2 to get up under that 6 ball, coming back 1 route back on the 4, and getting in a position where I can easily get on that 5 ball. This next clip should illustrate to you that one of the hardest parts with 9 ball is just getting started and exerting all that mental energy that it took planning those first 5 balls. Now it's all about staying in line and getting your body to do what you need your body to do, with the exception of the 6 ball. So we're still thinking 5 balls ahead. And now we see the 6 ball comes into the picture, even though it was in the picture before, but now it's colored, and we all know that the green ball is the 6 ball. So if we're getting straight in on the 5, can we get on the 6 ball? And the answer is yes. We know what we're going to do on the 2 to the 3. We know what we're doing from the 3 to the 4. We know what we're doing from the 4 to the 5. Is that going to be good to get on the 6 ball? The answer is yes, so let's keep on rolling. Alright, so far all is good. The plan is going as we wanted it to go. My body is doing everything I'm asking my body to do. But now we see the 7 ball coming into the game, and the 7 ball is literally right in front of that right hand side pocket. If we're going to get straight in on the 6, can we get from there to the 7? And the answer is yeah, of course we can. So I'm going to give you a sneak preview, because every advanced pool player is wondering where the 8 and 9 is by now. And that's how you know you're an advanced pool player. You're already ahead of me. This is the 8 and this is the 9. So if we get straight in on the 7, if we draw back on the 6 a little bit and get straight in on the 7, can we run this rack? And the answer is absolutely we can. Everything is going great. Just be sure to get the right position on this 4 ball, to get on the 5, to get on the 6, to get on the 7 when we got this game. Let's go ahead and move it on. You can call that 3 ball shot my first mistake if you want, but you're kind of splitting hairs. I drew it back a little bit too much, and I came up short of the 4 ball line, but it's all good. I mean, you don't necessarily absolutely have to, be straight in on the 4 to get good on the 5. I would have liked to have been on the line, and I would have been liked to be way further off this rail so I wasn't so jacked up when I shot this 4-ball. But I mean, it's still going to work. I can still draw back on the 5-ball line. And now we see the 8-ball coming into the picture. So if we manage to get straight in on the 7, we can draw back and a little bit, maybe like 6 inches, and bounce off the rail when I shoot this 8 and get perfect on the 9. That's the way most guys will play it. But I have a little bit of a different style. You long-time viewers of my videos know this. Why is a whole different story. We'll get into it later. I push up on this 7-ball because I don't get straight in on the 7-ball. But let's cross that bridge when we get to it and hold that for now. Right now I'm drawing back on this 4-ball. Even though I'm a little bit off angle, it's going to arch a little bit, but I can still get on this 5-ball line. And we can see I went a little bit too long on the 4-ball shot, but it's no big deal. My plan is to bounce off that right-hand side rail and get somewhere around the line. You don't have to be exactly on the line on the 6-ball to get straight in on the 7. That's the plan. You'll see my stroke. I let up on my stroke. I'm not really sure why this was shot 3 years ago, over 3 years ago. And I don't know. I got a little bit gun shy for some reason, but it's no big deal. I come up way short of the 6-ball line, and you'll see how I compensate or try to compensate when I shoot the 6. Let's go ahead and roll it. The way I shoot this shot is a little bit controversial with some players, but it goes back to my style. This is the right way to play it if you consider the majority of really good players shooting it the right way to shoot it. And they're probably right. You're just going to have to put a little bit of left-hand English on this. I don't put left-hand English on it. I just put center ball on this because I am more concerned about making this shot than getting perfect on the 7. And while they might, consider getting straight in on the 7 the priority to make this a simple out, I consider it a priority to just make this 6-ball. I'm not a professional pool player, and I know my limitations after 40 years of playing pool, and I really just want to make this shot, and I wind up here because I'm going to roll down on the 7-ball, so I don't have to be straight in on the 7-ball. I'm rolling down to this rail to get an angle off the 8 to stun it out for a straight in shot on the 9-ball. Whatever works for you is fine. We could talk about this all day. I'm not going to sit here and say, do it my way. When my way might not be the best way to do it. When next time I run into Shane or Jason or Alex or any of these guys, we'll talk about this shot and how they would play it. And we'll make a dang video out of it. How's that? Anyway, this should be a simple out. I make it a little bit hard according to some players. But really, I just want to cinch this 6-ball. So let's just go ahead and keep on rolling. From this position, you can still kill this angle coming off the 7 ball with inside English, and you're going to have to draw it back. But you can still get a good angle on the 8 if you want to use that right-hand side rail to bounce off and get on the 9. You're going to be a little bit further away from the 8 than you would have been if you were straight in on the 7. But, I mean, that's no big thing. If you want to play it that way. So doing it my way and cinching the 6 and making sure you make that 6, because that was a difficult shot, it gives you both options to do it the way I do it, or to still use that side rail to bounce off if I'm getting on the 9. It's up to you, Scooby. I just wanted to give you a little bit better view of this from the overhead graphic angle. And you can see I'm up underneath the 8-ball line, and that was the whole agenda, to get underneath it and be able to stun it out. I'm getting famous for this stun shot, but I mean, I do play it a lot. And it might be the most handy shot and pull. That and a draw shot as far as I'm concerned. Everything else is secondary. To me, I mean, you have to use all the other shots, but this is the one I use the most. Anyway, thank you guys. Thanks again. Try to have a great weekend despite all this crap that's going on. I hope you're doing well. I hope your whole families are doing well. Peace.